Hey folks, this is Jim here at Science Talk. Wanted to bring you another quick little um, sort of a follow up. Um, and sorry you have to look at my mug here, but I'm just making these videos because my internet's down. What else is new? Um, you might recall I've done some videos discussing the issue of plastic pollution, and how, like for example, the micro and nanoplastics are getting been documented to be in the tissue of plants, and now they're finding it in human blood, and some of the issues, health issues that they can cause. I've also discussed with you in other videos certain chemicals that can compromise, for example, our immune system. Well, this is, to me, this is kind of related on a peripheral, but I find this interesting. And in my, this is just me hypothesizing um, that perhaps this might be a possible mechanism for why certain people get adversely affected by the presence of chemicals in our food that we ingest, or ingesting the microplastics. And namely that studies are now finding what we used to dismiss as junk DNA are actually ancient viruses that have infiltrated, I guess would be a good word, infiltrated our genetic uh, makeup, our genome. And they did so by having strands of RNA actually inserted into our overall genome. And what they're finding is that these little snippets of RNA, for whatever reason, can be triggered to activate. Now, what initially led to this study was in a study recently appeared in the journal PLOS Biology. What they were looking at was, how do neighboring normal cells that are next to cancer cells, tumors, that sort of stuff, how do they get turned cancerous? So the study was looking at that, and the study kind of expanded from there. And what they're finding is that there are cells in places, specifically they found in the cerebellum, the part of the brain right behind your brainstem, near the pituitary, the cerebellum, the thyroid, and also the pituitary as well, were particularly prone to having whatever happens, they would get activated, or they would be affected by these viral RNA snippets activating. And it is well known that oftentimes there are certain uh, carcinogenic, mutagenic agents that can cause cancer, can trigger cancer, can create mutations within your genetic uh, makeup. And often one is like, well, exposure to this chemical leads to cancer. Or something, you just catch the wrong virus and you get cancer. Well, now it looks like some of these viral snippets in our genome, if they get activated, could be some agent, chemical agent, carcinogenic, they get activated. Well, guess what? You now have cancer. Of course, there's the genetic component. For example, there's a family member with there's a family history of, say, colon cancer, breast cancer, you know, lung cancer, whatever it may be. That increases the propensity. Well, one of the organs that I just mentioned was the thyroid. And the studies that looked at the chemicals and the plastic pollution entering our bodies, they have cited problems with the cardiovascular system, heart disease, kidney disease. They've note that cancer increases, high blood pressure, problems with the immune system, and obesity. So, if something is triggering these viral snippets that causes, say, the thyroid to become hypothyroid, or or throws off your metabolic processes and your metabolic rates, that can lead to obesity. And you can expand that line of reasoning to any of the other issues I just cited. So this is really fascinating that basically our whole uh, phylogenetic history as a species going back, you know, 3.8 billion years or so, can still create issues to this day. And me personally, I'm beginning to suspect that that might be my situation. That you know, I have whatever the viral RNA snippets are, has made me prone to becoming obese, despite the fact that I eat what people would call a very healthy diet, and yet I look like a beach walrus. That's why you only see me from my neck up. So it's frustrating because no matter what I do, I it's I joked the other day to someone. I said, sometimes I feel like I'm photosynthesizing. I just keep adding bulk. Uh, but I keep looking for myself with green patches. Maybe I have chlorophyll or something. Okay, well, joking aside, but it's you can see how if this is the case, if these viral snippets get activated, a whole host of health problems can result. And you know, kind of as a side, but just again to show you, how our genes really control more of our lives than we want to admit. I just saw a little, read a little article where survivors of the Black Death, yeah, they survived, but they might have passed on to their descendants an increased risk of autoimmune diseases. For example, like rheumatoid arthritis or lupus. Yeah, they survived the Black Death, but it came at a price. And the descendants, have an increased propensity to develop autoimmune diseases. So again, it was just kind of something interesting I wanted to share with you, kind of following up and trying to pull together some different facets of this. It will be interesting to see if anyone does uh, design and conduct a study to look at what I raised, that maybe these viral RNA snippets that are entwined in our DNA, if they somehow get activated, if they cause, obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular issue, heart, kidney disease, uh, cancer, etc. They're already looking at the cancer, and they're saying that it does. So it seems logical to extend that reasoning to other health issues. Um, so now, what I wonder, therefore, is if the environmental, if you're exposed to these chemicals and these nanoplastics, if that triggers these viral snippets to create these health issues, would removal of these agents, the chemicals, the plastics, would the viral snippets then deactivate? I have no idea. I'm tossing out ideas. I'm not a geneticist. I'm not a physiologist, but it's something to think about, because then if you can remove those agents that cause, assuming I'm correct, these viral snippets to activate, can you reverse the process and then reverse the health issues? That remains to be seen. Anecdotally, when I've traveled to Europe, and spent like 4, 6, 8 weeks there at a go, I did lose weight. Having the same diet, same level of activity, I was losing weight. I come back here to the States and it goes back on and more. So maybe. I said it's anecdotal. It's nothing, it could be a coincidence. No cause and effect has been uh, demonstrated, what have you. But it's something to think about. It would not surprise me. As I said, we are more prone to our genetic structure than we want to think or acknowledge. So anyway, as I just a quick little video, kind of continuing on with those earlier topics I brought with you. Perhaps another aspect to that whole situation. So anyway, if please share, please subscribe to my channel, share all my videos, like all my videos. It helps with the algorithms, helps get give my channel more attention. Um, please support my work. If you're not a patron, please consider becoming one. Go to patreon.com/Science Talk with Jim Massa. It's in the description box. And for those of you who are supporting me, for those of you who regularly view my videos, thank you very much for your support. It does mean a lot to me. Until next